Hello again, everyone. This is Jan from New York City, and my channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. Hey, how's everybody doing on this very early Wednesday morning? Yeah. I was up late, and I decided to shoot out my video now. That way I could take care of some other matters later on today, but I did not want to bypass this important message. 2020, need I say more? I mean, this is the year. I call it the year that wasn't. I mean, it's a terrible thing to say, but so many people were so affected in so many ways. In fact, there are people that are, on bread lines, food lines that would never in their lifetime would they have imagined themselves to be on their lines like that through no fault of their own. You know what I'm trying to say? This year has affected a lot of people financially and not in a good way, although some people, bless their hearts, in certain other areas, those of means that maybe they did very well in stocks or whatever. I mean, it's just a crazy year. But this video, if this does not apply to you, if you do not have a low income, this video may not be of interest to you. But if you are on a low or fixed income, for example, if you're, grandparents, you're retired, you're on a fixed income, I want to go over some, in my opinion, some really helpful ideas. Now, here's the thing. Just because a person or a family is low income doesn't mean they don't want to give gifts, because, it is true. It is more joyful to give than to receive. People think that it's only fun to receive. Sure, it's fun to get gifts. Heck, I have a birthday coming up. Don't you think I can't wait to get a few gifts? Of course, I'm a human being. But I have to tell you something. I equally, if not more times, enjoy giving gifts because I love seeing the person's face, that look of surprise and unexpectedness, or just deep appreciation for the time, effort, and energy, and sometimes the money too, that goes into giving someone a gift. Just saying. But we're going to focus on the fact that this is the holiday season, and many people were hit really hard. Now, I can offer a few general suggestions. If you are on a fixed income, let's say you're retired, and you're just barely making it. I'm just saying the reality, because life is real, and I'm just being realistic here. You want to give gifts. You have a moderately sized family, but let's say you have 3 grandchildren. But you also have, sons-in-law, daughter-in-law, all that stuff. I really strongly suggest that when it comes to gift giving, if you're on a tiny income like that, in that case, you may decide to cut your Christmas holiday budget or Hanukkah budget or whatever thing you're celebrating this month to a bare minimum and only gift your grandchildren. I mean, you want to show that thoughtfulness, and I'm sure that your sons, daughters, daughter-in-laws understand, and son-in-laws, they understand, and they surely do appreciate your ability to take that money or whatever you're doing or making for your grandchildren. So what I'm saying here basically is have a controlled budget. Now, you may not have grandchildren, but you still want to give gifts to other people. Now, the next set of gift giving for anyone with a low income, okay, you can't go wrong with edibles, okay? And I briefly went over that last week. Well, not briefly, I made a video actually about that, about giving gift baskets. You can make your own themed gift baskets. You can go to the dollar store and say, I'm not going to go past $10. This is all I can afford. And you see, here's the thing. You have to be exactly honest with yourself and your budget. You have to face the music. If $50 is all you can afford in gift giving, that's all you can afford. Remember now, we're not talking about the person who has the means. We're talking about the person that is at this time living on a very tight, low income, due to the many different circumstances that have occurred this year, or even on a regular basis without having this kind of year at the moment. You are currently on a low income and you didn't or were not able to save anything towards the holiday budget, but your heart wants to give something, okay? So now this is where going to the grocery store comes in handy. I strongly advise for you, you go and look at your, let's say, current circular, okay? And take full advantage of, let's say, beautifully wrapped candies. I never mind getting a candy gift from someone. Are you kidding me? Those are fun. Those tins of popcorn, you could get those for like less than $10 in those big old tins. And if you don't want to go that route, you could do the popcorn, make up your own popcorn with sale popcorn bags that are already done up, that are on sale, and you could put ribbons and bows on those, and you could gift many people. When it comes to children, let me tell you something. Sometimes the most fancy, expensive toys are not what they play with. Really. I mean, sometimes you could just go and get a standard couple of cans of the, those modeling clay, that Play-Doh. Remember that? Those are a lot of fun. To this minute, I'm like a little kid. If I see a can of Play-Doh, I can't wait to get my hands on one of those sometimes and create some shapes on those. And here I am, 61 going on 62 any day now. And I mean, this is just sometimes the simplest stuff, especially with children, just giving you ideas. Classic board games. You cannot go wrong. Things like games like Twister, you could participate. They are a lot of fun. Get a Frisbee. Oh, I love Frisbee to this minute. You could get Frisbees for some places much less than $10. I mean, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to show someone you love them. Okay, here's one of my favorites that I love to give and to receive. What I do, I get a nice box of holiday cards, Christmas cards in my case, okay? And I write them all out to my loved ones that every year, and they know to expect it. And I have news for you, they look forward to it. And what I'll do, let's say I know that it costs somebody in their area $20 for a pizza, okay? So I write out a card, and every year they look forward to it. And I usually say, have a pizza night delivered to your door on me, or have lunch on me, whatever. And I'll insert maybe $20 or $25, send off a little check or something. And believe you me, those people, believe you me, there are many times people, maybe they forget they have it, and then one night they're tired, they're lazy, or whatever it is, or they just feel like treating themselves. Hey, remember that card that Aunt Janet sent me with that little, let me tell you something, it's been known to happen. So, I mean, you could get creative. If you can't afford $20 or $25, gifting for someone, you can make that person a casserole of your own if they live close to you and you don't have to ship it, okay? So let's say you have a next door neighbor and your funds are very low, but your heart is very big. I see nothing wrong in going to the local market, picking up a couple of boxes of ziti and whipping up a tray or two or three of baked ziti. Make a big batch mix. It depends on how many people you're gifting. And don't forget to gift yourself and make up some freezer trays. Now is the time to do these things or to consider these things. Another year, I made biscottis. And what that means in Italian, it's a cookie that's twice baked. And I received the recipe from the Food Network lady. What was her name? What is her name? Giada Laurentis? Yes, I believe that's her name. And probably you could find this recipe still online, how to make biscottis. Very inexpensive to make. Biscottis are those wonderfully easy cookies you can make, and they last up to 2 to 3 weeks in a jar. And as time goes by, you slice them down. Well, I made up a whole bunch of those, and I gave them in the local area to people that I, see all the time, in the area that I used to live in at one time. And let me tell you something, those biscottis were a hit. If you're not interested in baking, stick to the edibles if you're on a low income or a low fixed budget for gift giving. And go simply to the candy aisle. Let's say that you have $20 only, and you want to gift about 4 people. Go to the snack size candy aisles, like, those snack sizes of things that you might have picked up at Halloween. But get the general stuff, like a bag of, for example, chocolate kisses. You're showing love, right? Get those miniature peanut butter Reese's type cups, everything that's individually wrapped, and go for it and get some. If you had collected, which I hope you did, pickle jars or mayo jars, or if you have mason jar, whatever container that you could find, and create layers. For example, you could put the silver wrap things, like this looks so pretty in the jar. The chocolate kisses are in a silver wrap. Sometimes you could get them in red and green, by the way, and right now you can. So you could get all the Christmas colors, fill up one layer of silver, one layer of the kisses in green, one layer of the red in the same jar. Put a bow on the top. That's a party in a jar. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. Let me tell you, you don't have to break the bank. You're showing thoughtfulness and you're showing love. But the key is actually the key is two things: working with what you have, getting a little creative, and being realistic about what you can do. If you're not a baker, then don't bake. Do you know somebody that loves hot chocolate? Go for the hot chocolate. And you can make one of those jars with the cocoa and your own marshmallows and maybe some peppermint sticks or whatever. Get very creative with those round mints. The sky is the limit. Even if your income is limited, your ideas of creativity is unlimited. Oh, and look around. I mean, go around the net. There's so many YouTube videos, very creative, and you will come up with something. But you must be honest. You don't want to be in a position, if you're low income, okay, I'm just going to say it straight. I strongly suggest you do not, let's try this again, do not run to your credit card for gifting. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I know you may have to if you're ordering reasonable things online that are free shipping, but make sure that you're able to pay. If you cannot pay for it now, how do you know you're going to be able to pay for it then? Unless you're absolutely positive, okay? So I'm just saying. So, and also, if you have no choice but to use your credit card, just go to the closest date to your billing closeout date, and that way it buys you a little extra time to collect the funds so that you make darn tootin' sure that you pay your bill promptly. You don't want to start 2021 in credit card debt because of something you bought in December. I want to remind people, how many people in March, in April, they're looking at Easter stuff and they're still paying for things they ordered at Christmas time? You don't want to be that. Be realistic. Work with what you have. And in the meantime, this has been Jan from New York City. Thank you so much for listening. Why? Because I really do appreciate whose time? Your time. Don't forget to come back the next time for some more important information. And please, 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 don't forget to click, like, share, and consider subscribing. And by the way, in addition to that, I have a link below in the description box for those who are interested in participating in any support of this channel. Any amount is fine. It does not have to be a big amount because, after all, this is a frugal channel. I would not expect large amounts at all. No amount is too small. My channel greatly thanks you and appreciates it. Have an amazing day.